Inside Mercer Basketball with Coach Bob Hoffman and your host, Rick Cameron. Brought to you by Wild Wing Cafe.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome once again to Wild Wing Cafe. We're here to talk Mercer basketball with Mercer head coach Bob Hoffman. Coach, good times keep on rolling. Your team had a 2-game home swing this past week against the Jacksonville guys, University of North Florida and Jacksonville. Let's start back with first on Thursday night. Anytime the Bears and the Dolphins get together, it's going to be some sort of a scrum.
Yeah, 5 years ago when I came, you talked about that often, more than I wanted to talk about it, how close all those games are going to be, and that's been the case most of the time. We were fortunate to survive that game. They got a lead late in the contest. It was a hard-fought game. They got tremendous athletes, and they attacked the basket relentlessly. And Langston Hall got a rebound, put it back up, got fouled with 3 seconds left, and the first one rattled around in. And that was to tie, and then the next shot he shot I thought was going to go straight in, and it rimmed out. So it was tied up. We went to overtime, and then Travis Smith hit a big 3 at the end of the overtime to get the separation for us to get the win. Coach,
one thing that always is pleasant to watch when your guys are out there, you never know who's going to step up. You mentioned Langston at the free throw line, but Langston had a season high shooting the basketball, an excellent game making baskets. So on any given night, that's one good thing about this team. You don't know, now Travis has led us a lot of nights, but still other guys, it may be Bud Thomas, maybe Jake, maybe one of the bigs, which we'll talk about in the Saturday game, but Langston had a great game scoring wise for us.
He was very aggressive, got to the basket a lot. He was using his body to get into people, and that's something an assistant's been working on, trying to encourage him, things we've talked about, that as big as he is and strong as he's gotten, and he's more athletic than people give him credit for. You know, those are important for him and us, that he gets to the basket and makes plays. And Jake gets him some backdoor cuts sometimes in the lane, but these were initiated by him off the dribble where he was getting in the lane and making plays. And if we could get that bottled up and make it happen several times over the next few games going into the tournament, that would help all our offensive stats, because when he makes the defense constrict and get back in the lane like that, it makes him hard to get back out to shooters, and he's really good at that, but he doesn't do it as often as we'd like.
Now, Coach, you don't get to pick and choose what games go into overtime, but certainly a Thursday night game, knowing you've got a Saturday game less than 48 hours later, you add 5 more minutes against a physical team, and that can really put a burden and make you thankful that you have as much of an extended bench as you do.
Well, with 8 seconds left, we were hoping to get to anywhere. I mean, because we're behind, so overtime was a blessing at that point, and you're right. I mean, it's hard after you get to that situation on a Thursday night, and you know you're going to play Saturday, and it's an overtime affair, but the mindset has got to be, we got to figure out a way to win this game some way, somehow. And I thought at the end of the day, that Thursday night game, our depth helped us get it done, because we were able to play more people, more extended minutes. And then that turned around and helped us also on that Saturday against a really talented North Florida team.
And the 3 that Travis hit, I thought it was defended about as well as it could be defended. He still knocked the shot down.
Well, he had already predetermined he was taking that shot. I mean, he was loaded up. He had his feet set. He had his hands ready. And you could tell if you go back and look at it. I mean, I was standing right by him when he took it. I knew he was shooting the ball, and I was thankful it went in. And I love a guy that feels like he can make any shot he gets the opportunity to take, and I believe our guys feel that same way about him. They want him taking those big shots. I mean, he's made a lot of them in his short career already, and you know, the only person on our staff that thinks they can keep him from shooting those is Johnny Clark, one of our GAs. So he thinks he can keep Travis from shooting it because they played high school ball together way back when. So they have history, but that's probably the only guy that knows when he's shooting it.
All right, Coach, and then Saturday, the University of North Florida comes in. We know about Parker Smith and his capability to launch threes from anywhere in the gym, but first off, to grand entrance of Toby coming into the arena aboard a Harley. He's dropped out of the ceiling, and now coming in on the motorbike. We had to wait for a few seconds for the fumes to air out before we could play ball, but certainly you did a great job against Parker once again.
Yeah, well, we had 4 or 5 guys playing. different guys running at him because he's a tremendous shooter. He gets his feet set so quick and he has such a high release, it's hard to get to him. And we had multiple guys were able to fight through screens and contest shots all night. He still got a few open looks, but we were able to get into him early and deny him some opportunities by not letting him catch the ball. And it was a team defensive effort. Even though those guys were on him primarily, you got to have everybody paying attention because the North Florida offense does a great job of not only using him as a decoy, but also setting him up and getting screens to get him open. So when those screens occur, you got to have somebody on the show or whoever's helping make sure they're ready to switch off in emergency or they're ready to contest any shot that could happen if one of our guys gets stuck that might be guarding him.
Now, on the Thursday night game, we were a little disappointed some of the big shots wouldn't fall, but boy, did they come back Saturday and make up for it. Almost 100% from the floor between Coursey and Monty and TJ House. Yeah,
I mean, I think their scoring's important, but then you also throw in 5 blocks by Monty, which was big. He never left the floor and got 5 blocks. I mean, that's pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot. And, I mean, they were just able to attack the basket and get some easy shots, and it kind of culminated with a major play at the end of about 7 minutes to go where Coursey got a fun play that will probably live on for a while in Mercer basketball history.
You know, Daniel is a big guy, and you think of a big guy just being aggressive and overbearing, but Daniel's personality is not really that way. But you could see the look on his face after that jam that, yep, just put it on that guy.
Well, the funny thing is, as I was calling that play, he looked over at me and he wanted to run that play.
Yeah.
And he normally hardly, I mean, I don't know I ever remember in 3 years him calling over to me wanting to run anything, let alone addressing me that way. So that was encouraging to me. And then he was juiced, and sure enough, it was a big-time poster he put on that UNF player because he got way up and he extended like he had a couple years back against Kennesaw, I think it was at home, that he got one that was a lot like that and gave a lot of energy. I think the fun thing is not only what he was able to do, but if you see the reaction from our bench and everything that took place on the bench and how excited they were for him to get that feeling, you know, that's a special thing on a team. And, you know, that happens when guys get big plays or dunks, but that was a different feeling if you're on the sideline. I thought I was going to have to throw some of them down the chair because they were getting so excited, but they were really good, and I was fun to watch, and I'm happy for him and us. It was a great game. We were able to finish against a really talented North Florida team.
And perhaps he got word that he was the featured player on the Bob Hoffman television show this week, because that's going to take us to campus, and we're going to talk to Daniel Coursey next when we go to campus and return with more Inside Mercer Basketball.
So here's the game plan. Rush into the Wild Wing Cafe and tackle one of our new steakhouse burgers. 100% Angus, 100% great. It's an all-star lineup that can win you tickets to the biggest games of the year. Where? At the Wild Wing. The Wild Wing. The Wild
Wing. For over 20 years, Mercer has relied on Forsyth Street Orthopedics.
Their team of doctors help keep our players on the court.
As a graduate of Mercer and a partner of Forsyth Street Orthopedics, we are proud to sponsor and take care of Mercer athletes. We work with Mercer Sports Medicine to return our injured athletes to competition as soon as their injuries allow and hopefully protect them from further injury.
Forsyth Street Orthopedics, getting better together.
Go Bears!
We're back at Heritage Hall in the University Center talking today with Daniel Coursey, our junior from Savannah, Georgia. Daniel, as we glance in this case, there's a ring there that all of you guys received last year. Just a great ride, winning the CIT. What did that mean to you personally last year?
It was huge. Winning that championship, I honestly never thought that I would get something that big and something that meant that much. It was huge.
Yeah.
It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
All right, Daniel, we're going to talk more about this season, but first, let's talk about your play individually. I know, obviously, when we walk through an airport, you and Monty Brown, they look at and they say, you guys are a basketball team, which that's probably pretty obvious, but just being tall does not assure that someone can block shots. You're fourth now in block shots in Mercer's history, approaching Wesley Duke's record. What's the key, even being big, to making sure you get a block but not in foul trouble?
Just timing, to tell you the truth, and just being able to get up and hit the ball. I've honestly never really thought too much into blocking shots. It just kind of came naturally with me in high school.
Yeah.
I blocked a lot of shots.
Yeah.
And mainly because I was so much bigger than everyone. But in college, I honestly never thought that I'd be such a good shot blocker. It kind of just came to me, really. We don't really practice it or anything. It's not really. It's nothing you can really practice. It's just you just have to have a knack for it.
All right, Daniel, you and Monty Brown or TJ, whoever might be at the game, in the game at any one point in time, you're going to be matched against the other team's big guy. Is it more difficult to go against someone 7 foot tall, maybe finesse, or a 6'5" type guy that's a football player that's going to beat you to death? What's your preference there?
I would rather get the biggest guy, the tallest guy that I can possibly get with finesse, and I would rather like at Florida State, when we played that one dude, 7'1", 290 pounds, I'd rather play him than a 6'5" guard, because 6'5" guards are they're just sneaky, and they get around you, and a 7'1" guy will think that he's big and tough and just play behind you.
Yeah.
And I'd rather play the biggest guy that I can possibly play against than the smallest guy. So.
All right, you guys pride yourselves on playing excellent defense. You're 8th in the nation with only 53 points a game. What do you attribute being successful holding down the other team on the scoreboard?
Practice.
Yeah.
We practice really, really hard. Coach E is always on us about defense, and I feel like that's the main reason. He's always screaming at us and wants us to rebound, block shots, box out, do everything we possibly can to get more shots on offense.
All right, Daniel, Mercer is very much an academic institution. I know you're a very bright guy and hit the books hard, but tell us about looking past your Mercer days. Once you get a diploma in hand, what aspirations do you have for the future?
Honestly, I have no idea, to tell you the truth. I might follow what my sister's doing, try and get into nursing school or PA school or something in the medical field. My degree is in biology, so I want to do something in that field. All
right, and of course, as we look into the arena here and the floor that you've played all of your home games on, we know a few weeks away is the Atlantic Sun Conference Tournament, and this is Mercer's 4th year of hosting. We probably would not host last year. I've asked all the guys and want to hear from you as well. Is there an internal time clock that says it's getting close and what we need to do to finish the job this year?
Well, conference is about to start. We got one non-conference game left, and non-conference is all about getting your skills set and getting all your teamwork and stuff set before we get into games that actually matter. And I don't know if that's why we're playing, to tell you the truth, to win that tournament and to get into the NCAA tournament.
All right.
It's huge.
Another thing I always like to ask you guys, our fans see you on the floor, your fellow Mercer students see you in the classroom, but what does Daniel Coursey do away from this building?
What do? I study a lot, and
let's say in the summer months when you
in the summer months. Oh, geez, when I go out to Savannah. Oh,
yeah, man. Tell us about
yourself. I go out on the boat. I fish. Go to the beach. Gosh, I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Just hang out with my friends and family, and just try to enjoy stuff that's away from basketball for a little while.
All right. If a 8-year-old boy walked up to you and said, Daniel said, I might want to play college basketball one day, what about Mercer? What advice would you give him?
Study hard and work hard. Practice hard. I mean, that's all it takes.
All right, Daniel, it's always a pleasure to visit with you guys. Thanks for visiting with us today.
Right,
Conference tournament just a few days away. Good luck to you the rest of the way in.
Thank you.
Daniel Coursey, our junior from Savannah, Georgia, visiting with us today. Now we're going to head back up to the Wild Wing and Coach Hoffman when we return on Inside Mercer Basketball.
As a business owner, you need to choose the financial direction that's best for you to find a clear path to growth and success. At BB&T, we support businesses of all sizes with personal service and advice, sharing the sound financial knowledge we've gained over more than 140 years so you can move ahead with confidence. Talk to us today about your business goals. BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction.
Well, we're back at Wild Wing Cafe in Macon, GA to talk Mercer basketball with Coach Hoffman. Coach, if you would, with the number of teams that have elevated to #1 this year, and then within 24 hours or 48 hours, seemingly back down to 2 or 3, give us your overview of why that happens and the quality of basketball in the country this year.
Well, I think, there's a lot of reasons, but 4 out of 5 lost, and the 5th could have out of the top 5 last week, and most of those games were on the road, if I'm not mistaken. All of them were. And, fans and media types like yourself, they have all the answers, and they think they know why teams lose and win. But at the end of the day, you got to go play games on the road in tough environments against other teams that want to beat your face in.
Yeah.
They're not just standing around saying, hey, you're #1. Hey, we hope you have a really good game and enjoy your flight, and, here's your peanuts and all that. They're coming to beat the snot out of you because you're rated really good. They're going to give you your best shot, and I think that's part of it. And then beyond that, a lot of good players leaving early, and so you got senior laden teams, different places. I think a lot of that has quite a bit to do with it, but it's always happened. We've always had teams losing, but I think it set it off because we had so many in 1 week, and I guess it hadn't happened in about 20 years that many had lost in the same week.
Yeah, I dare say we're not going to go back to the John Wooden UCLA days.
No. I don't think so. No, I don't think that. Variety of play, style of play, defenses are, I think, a lot more sophisticated. I don't remember guarding anybody when I played, and I was defensive player of the year at our school, so that's pretty sad. I think it's just a different day from that standpoint. Video, editing, assistants breaking down tape, getting more scouting reports, all kinds of video at your disposal that you can get online now and cut up things quicker, so I think all those things make a huge difference.
What about the Atlantic Sun Conference, Coach, as we're within about 3 weeks now, the end of the season? Any major surprises about how the league is unfolding, whether it be teams in general or individual players on a team?
No, I knew going in it was going to be tough. I didn't know how it was going to shake out, and we're still not sure what the end result will be, but Florida Gulf Coast has been a juggernaut from the beginning, and at home they're tough to beat, and they've played well everywhere they've gone. They have so many different weapons that can hit threes, dunk on you, get tip dunks, energy plays, and that keeps a crowd going and keeps a team going. And they're hard to play against Comer's been playing even at a higher level than he was when we played him earlier. He's scoring better, and if he's shooting the ball, it makes him even more difficult to guard. So that'll be tough as we play them in a couple weeks. But the most important thing is the whole league. You could look at Torrey Craig, he's still a great player. Ty Green, we're going to talk about a little bit later. But there's multiple guys at all those institutions are playing at a high level, and that's why any given night somebody different can win, and you just got to be ready.
Coach, another thing you need to watch out this time of the year, you've got folks like that are currently maybe at the top of the league battling for that #1 position, but then on the other end, you've got people who are saying, I've got to win or I may not make the tournament, so that's a fight in itself as well.
No doubt about it, and I know it's just every night out, you better be ready. And you can say all you want, but this time of year, sometimes teams get a little tired of hearing coaches speak. They get a little tired of dealing with teammates on the road or rooming with certain guys or the food they've eaten or whatever. It can be a lot of different things, just travel in general, being around people that long. Like you having to be around me, I know you don't like that, but you have to deal with it. So, as we go into these last few weeks, that's going to be important, how teams get along, how they deal with those things. Unless you have the best players in the planet, all those things are going to end up mattering at the end of the day, how you get along and how you treat each other and how you enjoy playing the game, and you want others to have success besides yourself is important to the outcome of a lot of games in the coming days.
Now, Coach, what you just said, let's put that in perspective of what the Mercer women have done, and Susie Gardner.
Unbelievable.
Tell us about, from a fellow coach, the job that she's done.
Well,
currently 10 in a row, amazing.
Yeah, last night, they had players hitting shots that had never hit one in their career, hit a 3 late in the game. They've had all kinds of players step up, and that's what happens when you get on a roll like that. When we won 9 in a row last year, we had the same thing happen. They've won 10. It's an amazing turnaround, #1 turnaround in college basketball already on the women's side. And it's going to continue to get better because they're going to win more games because their belief in each other is at a high level, and they believe in the coaching staff. And that's what happens when you start winning. You win games on the road, win at home. You just keep finding ways to win instead of lose. And when teams are in losing streaks, just the opposite happens. You just think, man, something's going to happen for us, going to lose. And right now they think that they're going to win and somebody's going to do it, and they're not sure who, but it's going to happen somehow, some way.
All right, well, that sets us up for our final segment, which is coming up in just a moment. We're going to talk about the two very important road games coming up next for the Bears when we return with more Inside Mercer Basketball.
I was looking through the paper and I saw a really good ad from 5-Star Ford in Warner Robins. So when I went, I was actually really picky, and my salesperson worked with me until I finally found the truck that I liked, and it was a black Ford 2011 F-150 XLT Super Crew. And it actually has an EcoBoost, so it's a little bit better on gas, and I love it. I would definitely recommend 5-Star to all my friends.
Or back at Wild Wing Cafe, talking with Mercer head coach Bob Hoffman. Coach, 2 road trips, 1 homestand remaining, and starts off quickly, a late night game. Obviously late for an old man like me, 9 o'clock, but USC Upstate. Last time we played the Spartans, we had a lead, and before they left our arena, they were starting to hit threes from nearly half court. And anytime you go into that smaller size gymnasium arena, it can be a difficult place to play.
Yeah, they have a tremendous team. Ty Green and Torrey Craig can hit shots. Blessing can hit threes too. And they got other guys off the bench. Adrian Rogers has hit threes in a lot of different contests, so we'll have to be ready for those guys. It'll be full, I'm sure, because all their students will be there. I mean, it holds 900, the gym, and Coach Payne is one of the best coaches in our league, and I know they're going to bring it to us every time we play them. They do something different defensively, so I'm not sure what they're going to try, but I know they're going to bring a different idea or thought into the game that we'll hopefully be prepared for. But they're so athletic, and they're the best rebounding team, offensive rebounding team in the league. So that means you got to be ready to contest shots, and then secondly, you got to find a way to get those long bounces because they're going to take big-time shots from logo range, as I like to talk. I mean, way out there.
Yeah. And Coach, as we gained valuable postseason experience last year, they also advanced from collegeinsider.com. So Coach Payne's group certainly knows the importance of the later in the season it gets, stepping up, playing big. So it's a very experienced team as well. Yeah,
I mean, last year we talked with our players about that specific thing. They are experienced, and every game matters. This time of year, you want to play in the NCAA tournament. You want to win your conference tournament, but our regular season record matters. That's what helped us get into collegeinsider.com tournament last year, gave us a chance to make a run. And I know they're thinking the same thing, and right now they're going to have to win some games to have a chance to play for that or win the conference tournament, which they definitely can do because they are talented at every position.
And then, of course, the late game, 9 o'clock start in Spartanburg. Then it's the trek up into the hills of Johnson City, Tennessee, East Tennessee State. And just to be honest, Coach, overall, year in, year out, that's not our best venue to play, or hasn't been in the past.
I don't know why you bring it up then.
So we'll play better this year, maybe.
Okay. Golly, can we talk about something positive? I mean, unbelievable. I mean, the thing is, I always like playing up there, but you always remind me it's not a good place for us to play. So I guess we're not supposed to show up.
It's a different type venue.
Yeah, you're right. No, it is. I mean, it's built for football, and they have all their different sports in there, and beyond that, I mean, Coach,
they're good.
Yeah, they got players, and they have one of the best records in our conference over all the years that they've been in the league. I mean, they do a great job, and I mean, we haven't beat them that many times till recently, and so it'll be a hard-fought game in a tough environment, and you're going to have to bring everything you have to get it done against. They're going to probably play a zone. We're going to have to hit shots, and when you're in that vast Coliseum they have, I mean, it's way open, so it's different than most arenas. You're going from the small arena to a big one, and so that's on 2 games. That's a major difference in 2 basketball games.
All right, Coach, as we get now toward the end of the season, the last 3 weeks, obviously you're always wanting your team to get better. You've had consistency among many of your guards and shooting guards, your post players. You've been working really hard to get consistency. Let's talk about how the Monty Brown 5 blocks, the Daniel Coursey dunk from last week, how that possibly could work this next road trip now with confidence in helping them in these upcoming games.
Well, I think it will. I mean, anytime you can have some good things happen for you, unless you have media folks remind you of what things aren't good, then you can have some positive results, you know. And I think those 5 blocks that Monty had got him excited. He also made some good post moves, and then of course scored a couple inside and got that huge dunk. We need them to play at a high level for us to be as good as we possibly can be. And the better they play, the more they score, it just opens up so many more things for our team. And our guys know that, and that's part of why they were so excited that night when Coursey got that dunk, because they know what they can do for the outcome of our season. We need those guys. TJ Hollis has been playing really good, high level too. And we need everybody playing good to win on the road. You got to have multiple people to have great efforts on the road to get W's.
Coach, one element of our game I don't think we've mentioned in this particular show, but it's not necessarily in the box score, but Bud Thomas, deflections of passes he gets in the lane and defensive rebounds.
Yeah,
you almost take them for granted. Steals
well, he's a stat fill. I mean, it's amazing how many times he gets his hands on ball and guys don't understand how long he is, and he's quicker than, he's just deceiving in every area of his game. You think he's walking and he's running, and when he's just jogging, maybe he's sprinting. I don't know, but he is really a talented basketball player, and he affects the game in a lot of different ways. He helps us win. He had 6 assists, no turnovers the other night. We need him to play at a high level. We need him post up, get some easy scores, and that's what he's been doing in this run. He's been playing really well. We need him to continue to do that, as we need all our guys to do.
All right, Coach, final question for this show. We each week talk about what's ahead of us in controlling our own destiny, and this late in the year, there it is. It's still available for us.
Destiny's in our own hands. Got 6 left, 4 on the road, 2 at home. You win them all, you're conference champs. And you don't have to worry about anybody else. You got to take care of your own self, and I think that's the place you want to be at this time of the year. The only thing would be better if you'd already clinched the championship, which we haven't. But we're excited about where we are. I think we're continuing to get better. I feel like our guys are more comfortable with each other, and I believe that every day we are understanding the importance of trying to finish strong, and I know they know what we're playing for. It's going to be a great finish.
All right, Coach, and the only thing we can add to that, there are 1,000 Mercer basketball fans thrilled today because they have a bobblehead of Bob Hoffman at their home this week.
We could have gone all day without talking about that. That was the most ridiculous thing I've seen.
We're not going to talk about Coach Bobblehead anymore this week. We're going to move on.
Bobblehead.
We're moving on to Spartanburg and East Tennessee State, and we'll be back to talk about those games when we return next week with more Inside Mercer Basketball.
Oh!